Well, good evening, everybody. Um, this is going to be the New Year's Day message for 2026. And part of this message, and the heart of this message, mind you, we're going to be talking about complacency. Complacency is the fact that we're not paying attention to our environment and we're just kind of letting everything roll as if it's no big deal, which is a pretty common phenomenon right now. Is everybody being complacent? Now, I'm not saying this is a bad thing. I'm not. But honestly, it's not a bad thing, but it's a terrible habit. Alright. So as we roll into 2026, we're going to have to work on being less complacent, more situationally aware, and cognitive to the issues that are going on right now. That's the three components everybody's going to have to work on. Now, I'm not saying this as a bad thing. It's just, we go out shopping and places like Walmart is getting really bad for this. Really, it is. This is getting really bad for this. Technology is taking over shopping, and it's taking over how smart we are at shopping, and it's making us have our noses glued into our phones. And making us as shoppers unaware of what's going on around us. As in other words, making us complacent. I see this every day at work. I do. I see this. You know, when you go from shopping to what we do every day, all right, it's not only shopping, but we're driving, we're going places, we're talking to people, we're just out and about. But here's the problem: everybody is getting complacent. I know there's probably times that I have gotten complacent with what's going on around me. Most of us are guilty of doing this. Am I wrong? I said probably not. But I will tell you this. As we are in the year of 2026 now, our awareness factor is going to have to go up by 50%. It's going to have to. As we left 2025, the holiday season behind, there is people that were so rude, and I know for a fact these people didn't have intentions of being rude. I know for a fact they didn't. And I know for a fact some of these people didn't have intentions of being mean to other people, but, they did.
So
It goes back to being complacent. Honestly, it really does. Now, also we're we're well into the first day of 2026. And typically by now I had already had a message for the year already posted and done. Well, as that being said, I was at work dealing with people. There is an election that's coming up this year that people will be filing papers in the next 6 days. As voters and as citizens of Vincennes and Knox County, we have some very, very big issues we need to discuss in our community. We need to. Now, are we aware of what issues that need to be discussed? As patriots of our community, we should be well aware and be educated on what's going to happen if these elections are not handled the way we think they should be handled. I'm trying to think of the word off the top of my head, but anyway. We have farming issues that we have to discuss. We have illegal immigration we need to discuss. We have the migrant farmers we need to discuss. We have solar farming that needs to be discussed. And the litany of topics are endless. But are we going to discuss them? Probably not. Probably not. Most of us that consider ourselves patriots will say, and I'm pretty well aware of this, most of us patriots, or shall I say most of the keyboard warriors, shout out to them because I love the keyboard warriors, they will sit here and cry and whine and bitch and complain, pardon my French, that, I'm wrong, everybody else is wrong, and so on and so forth. Look, I'm well aware of what's going on in our community. I'm well aware that there is probably a lot of things we as people can do, and there's a lot of things we can't do. All right. So, as this being said, what are we going to have to do for 2026? What's the one program we're going to have to work on? One program we're going to have to work on? Our complacency. This is what we're going to have to work on. We're going to have to address the election as it is moving forward. We're going to have to address those topics with the election as it moves forward. we're going to have to do a lot of educational research as going forward. And also, don't forget that they still have the wheel tax to look at, to help out with the community matching grant. You still got that to focus on, more taxes. And like I said, there's a litany of topics for the 2026 county election. All right. So, my well wishes for everybody. Awesome 2026. I wish everybody well. I'm hoping this message will reach those that are not aware of what's going on in our community. And I'm hoping that Vincennes and Knox County do not fall into the wrong hands during this election cycle. Because we don't need no more taxes. And we don't need the Green Initiative. We don't need an agenda that's going to harm our community more than what the agendas have been in the last 5 years. All right. I bid you farewell. Best wishes. Make your year blessed.